So would you be standing for proportional representation of the traditional
Absolutely.
kind?
I mean, I think irrespective of what your views are, if voters vote for you, you should be able to be represented in Parliament. And our system doesn't reflect that at the moment. It is manifestly unfair.
So had there been PR, of course, casting back a few years before the Brexit vote, UKIP got just under 4 million votes, I believe, and they would have had something like 80 MPs. I mean, would you have been happy with that?
Well, I think when I looked at it, it was fewer than that. But I think But if that's what people voted for, I'm afraid you can't have it one way or the other. You either believe in fairness in our system and our democracy, or you don't. And if people vote for something, they are persuaded by a political party, they should be represented. Their vote should be represented. That is only what is fair under a democracy.
So tell us what you actually stand for then, your new party.
So the two policies we've launched with are constitutional reform. So checks and balances on MPs, so we don't have this disgusting charade that we've seen going on at the moment.
And you don't think that the recall system that exists at the moment, whereby an MP, if they are found to have broken the law, it's possible for voters, if there is a sufficient threshold met, they can actually force a by-election?
It's such a high bar. But also, why should it be up to voters? I mean, it's like saying that if you're a company and you're selling a bad product, it's up to the consumers to decide to tell that company to withdraw that product. It's actually up to the principles of the people supplying the product or if you like, the guidance of our country and the principles of our country to be held to account. It doesn't happen in any other walk of life. If you misbehaved, put your hand in the till, bullied people, lied at work, there would be there'd be consequences. But if you're an MP, you can just say, oh, I'm sorry, and apparently it all goes away.
Sounds like Boris Johnson today, doesn't it? The last significant political party to be launched, and that's if we're not counting Reform, which is, of course, the kind of newly formed Brexit party, was Change UK. I think that was its final name.
Yes.
What did you think of how that played out for them?
I think I wasn't involved in any way, and I didn't really understand what they were standing for themselves. I mean, they came together, and I couldn't see any policy direction. And I think we have more time. It was only just before the elections, and I would say we have more time. We're more flexible. We're more focused, and we're going to actually bring out policies. So people will just have to wait and see. I mean, we only launched yesterday, so we have to wait and see how we land and where we land.
And is anybody from Change UK involved in your new party? So Chaka Ramuna, I thought he might have a role. No, so it's a kind of a clean slate, as it were.
It is a clean slate, because I think what we've got at the moment is the two main parties who are basically infighting and trying to, ward off attacks from different wings of their own parties. And they're so consumed by that the country is not being looked after as we look to the crisis, the cost of living crisis, what's happening internationally, what's happening to our economy. People don't understand, unless we have a strong economy, we don't have strong public services. It's not just about spending money, it's about our country earning money as well. So I think it's really important that we get back to focusing on our country once we have checks and balances in place.